So today we're working with percent change. That's when we have an amount of something and it either increases or decreases by a percentage. All right, so I've got two examples for you. And each one, I'm going to show you two different ways to solve it. Okay? So for this first example, it says a town had 2,000 people last year. Its population increased by 5% this year. What is its new population? Okay, so we can see we started with 2,000 and it's increasing by 5%. So this is why it's a percent change problem. Now, anytime we have a percentage, it's nice to work with decimals instead of percents because we can easily do it with a calculator. Okay, so if you think of 5% as 5 out of 100, because that's what percent means, 5 out of 100, and 5 out of 100 is 0.05 as a decimal. So we can think of 5% as 0.05, okay? So now, if we're gonna figure this out, we know the population of the town is 2,000, and we know it increased by 5% of 2,000. But what is 5% of 2,000? How would you find that? Well, on your calculator, you could just do 2,000 times 0.05, and that'll tell you what 5% of 2,000 is. Okay, so let's do that. 2,000 times 0.05. It's 100 people, all right? So basically, if we want the new population, we have to take the 2,000 and add that percentage, which was 100, into it. So we get 2,100 people, and there's your answer, okay? Now, I told you I'm going to show you two ways to solve this problem. This is one way, but it turns out there's actually a faster way to do this too, okay? So here's the faster way to think about this, okay? We know we start with 2,000 and it's increasing by 5%. Okay, so if we're increasing by 5%, that means we're retaining the 100% of the population and adding an additional 5%, okay? So basically, we want 105% of the original population, okay? Now, 105% is 105 out of 100, which is 1.05. So what we could do to get the new population is simply take 2,000 and multiply it by 1.05 because we want 105% of that 2,000. You see? So we can solve this problem in just one step by taking 2,000 and multiplying it by 1.05, which is 105%. So we end up getting the same answer we got before, 2,100. Okay? So it's a matter of how you want to think about these problems. Do you want to calculate the percent increase and then add it to the original? Or do you just want to do it in one step and calculate what percentage of the original will get us our answer? And that's what we did here. We knew it's increasing by 5%, so we're just going to take 105% of the original. Okay? Here, I'll show you another one. This time we've got a decreasing amount. All right, so it says, a shopper is getting a 20% discount on $140 worth of groceries. What's the new total? Okay, so let's go through this one. We'll do it in two steps, two different ways, just like last time. All right, 20%, we know 20% means 20 out of 100, or 0.20, okay? So if we want to know how much the total is going to be, it's going to be 140 minus the discount. And the discount is 20% of the 140, so 140 times 0.20. So we just need to calculate what that discount is and then subtract it from the original price. So let's see, 140 times 0.20, I got $28. So that's the discount. That's how much we're saving with the discount. So if I want my total now, I simply do 140 minus the 28. So there's my total, $112. Okay? So we calculated how much the discount was and subtracted from the original, and there it is. Okay, now let's talk about the different way to do it though. Okay, So if I know I'm getting a discount of 20%, what percentage of this original price do I have to pay? If the discount is 20%, that means I'm still paying 80% of the original price. Or in other words, I'm taking 100%, subtracting the discount, and I'm getting 80%, which means if I want to do this in one step, I just have to take 80% of $140, and that'll get me my answer. And of course, 80% is 80 out of 100, which is 0.80. So to get my answer, I'm just going to take 140 and multiply it by 80%. Okay, so let's see, 140 times 0.80. There it is in one step, 112. $112. So a lot of times doing it the second way is faster because all this stuff I wrote over here, usually we do this mentally in our heads. Whereas over on that first example, first way of doing it, we usually have to do it 2 steps. We first calculate the discount and then we have to subtract them to get our answer. Whereas in this method, we just simply calculate what percentage we actually have to pay and then multiply it to get the answer in one step. Okay? So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit that like button. Also subscribe because it really helps us out. But with that being said, good luck on your math and I will see you next time.